So, well, this is actually.
It's a good point.
Let me just
point.
address this really quick. So he makes a good point. So I would argue that when it comes to the mating dance, when it comes to courtship, men are not particularly preoccupied with the resources that women bring to a relationship. So if women, like you hear songs, Destiny, we talked about this last stream, Destiny's Child, Bills, 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 TLC, No Scrubs, what's the, Cardi B, Up, I don't, like, broke men don't get no pussy. If this is the attitude that women have, is it any surprise that there is a greater mating pressure on men to achieve financially, to achieve when it comes to their careers? So that extra pressure on men to elevate themselves in the workplace is going to like if there's a mating pressure, like if you as a guy can't get a date unless you're successful, then doesn't it make sense that men are going to, or that men are more likely to occupy these higher positions of power because it's a prerequisite for attracting women, whereas the opposite is not the case?
I 100% agree. I have never seen a man turn down a woman because she is broke.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to
I
say.
I would turn down a man for being
what?
broke 100%.
Your guys' problem. Maybe if you guys cared more about what the profession of your wife was doing. All I hear men say all the time, I hear, yeah, we don't care how much my woman makes. I don't care how much I don't care this, I don't care that. Well, maybe if you guys cared a little bit more, it'd be more of an even playing field.
What?
So how about stop saying?
That's not the role that's not the role that
they're providers. They're the providers.
Yeah.
I will do anything to be a housewife. You know, I went to college and I regret it. Like, that's my point of view. It doesn't mean that it's the correct thing. I just want to make that clear. It's just my point of view. I wish I didn't went to college. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about being the most smart. I don't care about any of that.
But wait, that's the point, though, is that he's saying that he's the same men who want these trad wives that they want to stay home are complaining that they have to get these jobs. But like, if you want your wife to stay home and be a trad wife, you'd have to have that career anyways.
They're not complaining that they have to have these jobs.
He just said, yes, that's what
they're not complaining. They want to. No. They want to like fight for being the best because they'll get the best woman.
He said it's not fair that it's men have to have a good career to be a predisposition.
No,
he's
just the reality.
He's not saying that it's not fair. He's just saying that that's the reality of how the dynamics between men and women work, and that's what women value. Is
so if he's not saying it's unfair, what's the point of bringing it up? If he has no problem with it, that's a fact. Okay, what's the point?
But the basis behind it is because of the patriarchy. Like that's the argument behind it, is that the patriarchy is oppressing women.
That means it's a patriarchy, because if you're saying that we benefit off of that, that means that you guys don't see it as a real job to stay home with kids all day and have to be out there.
No, that's not what anyone's saying at all.
It's not like women just to get to stay home and sit on their ass because men have to work.
No, not at all.
It's an incredibly hard.
No, it's a really hard job actually. Absolutely. And I think feminism, or I don't know, like
it's actually the feminist movement that said no, women
should work.
It's below you to be house mothers.
No, it wasn't. Okay, the reason why that was happening was because women weren't allowed to work, so they were getting married, and then they were getting harmed by their husband and had no out because they weren't allowed to work. So that's the real reason why we
of course.
Well, that was also
if a woman is if a woman is getting harmed, of course, like leave that man.
Yeah. That's why we have the right to work. That's why we fought for the right to work, because before they couldn't leave that man because they had nothing to do. They had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to.
But now we have the internet. We have so many things that we can do more easily thanks to men. Unfortunately, it's thanks to men that women can have OnlyFans and make so much money, like, and make our job, and make our jobs way easier. Like, feminism for me is just.
But girls not working, that was like history. We've obviously evolved now, and it's like it's your choice. Like, yeah, if you're a girl and you want to have a job, go have a job, but in no way or shape or form like is it shameful to be a housewife, or like I think that's important, and I think that's also really needed.
I never said that. I don't know why that's even. I never said that. I want to be a housewife. So but
feminism has tried that.
Yeah, look, just.
Feminism.
Third wave feminism. Creeko. Okay. Look, last thing on this. Look, I just think that if we're teaching this patriarchy theory, men are oppressors, men are oppressors, women are oppressed. If you teach a whole gender that you are oppressed and the person to blame is this other gender, men, you're not really teaching women to really look towards men and be like, you're basically teaching women to have contempt and hatred towards men. Maybe it doesn't extend all the way to hatred, but in some degree there's a narrative in your head like, oh, well, historically your class as men, your group as classes as men oppressed us. and we are oppressed. How dare you? If you're the oppressed class, are you supposed to feel any positive feelings towards the supposed oppressor class? No. So that's like where
do all black people hate white people because we're taught that they oppressed us? No. Are there some that take it that way? Yes, and that's with anything.
That's the victim mentality that gets you nowhere. It just keeps you in that loop that it takes you literally nowhere.
Victim mentality.
You know, instead of grabbing, let's say, women, instead of being like, okay, men are against me, let's see how I can, with my like intelligence, how can I get this to work for me?
I don't know a single woman who thinks that way though in real life. Like, get off the internet in real life. I don't know a single woman who's like, men are against me.
I know some.
It's in every single university in this country. Patriarchy theory is like mainstream feminism.
We go to a liberal ass school, and I've never been taught that.
I think
but
it's important.
you said you didn't take like a feminist studies class.
I have taken feminist studies class on my own.
They don't teach patriarchy.
From like what was written, but they didn't teach me I should hate men because men are oppressing me.
But
and this is what's going on. No, I wasn't taught that at all.
Obviously, they're not going to say you should hate men. They're not saying that. But by extension, by proxy, if you start basically preaching what is in essence a conspiracy theory, that there's this cabal of men, this conspiracy theory, the patriarchy theory. By the way, theories are just that, theories. It doesn't mean it's an actual thing. You're, again, teaching women to view men as the oppressor class and to view themselves and other women as oppressed. Again, you cannot think positive if you believe truly that you are oppressed or that you are part of the oppressed class. You cannot feel positive things towards the oppressor class.
That's why he was saying like, oh, women want just the best of the best, like, you know.
Was I saying that? I don't know.
No, like women just want like all the goods and no bads, you know, like. And
in regard to what? I feel like women deal with a lot more bullshit in relationships than men do.
We do deal with a lot of we do deal with a lot of bullshit. I do understand that. And like same with the like, I don't know, feminism is very weird for me just because like I don't see like women supporting, I don't know, in women's basketball. Like they have all this women's basketball and nobody watches it. Women should be there supporting women, and I don't see that at all. And then they want the same wage pay as like the.
I don't agree with that at all.
Well, to be honest, like yes, it's good to acknowledge.
Last thing, and I do have to move on.
Okay, it's good to acknowledge it happened. Like it's history, we can acknowledge it, but we don't need to still be taught that like we are oppressed now. Yeah. Yes, we could be oppressed in history, but like I don't think that like nowadays or anything like that. And back to like the women's NBA, like I'm a girl, I would rather watch the NBA than the women's NBA. Like I think
like everybody,
there's just some things.
That's why they make the
money.
There's
just some things that you'll never be able to escape, and like that's like I that's just okay. Like it's just.
Can we just? Can we
that's
all
my point. That most people
say
things like that. That's literally my only point. Is that most people who might attach that name to them have the same beliefs that you do.
Go ahead.
I think we're confusing history and the present, and we're getting them intertwined way too closely with how we speak on certain subjects.
Alvin Sam donated $99.
Hey, good to see you, Alvin Sam.
Keeko, you are exemplifying why women are better seen and not heard. Your boyfriend should sincerely reconsider his relationship with you because you are a reflection of him. You complain about the patriarchy, but women expect men to lead.